Court calls the case, People versus Calvin Johnson versus Denitra Walker.
Here you are.
Turn this one.
I'm here, Your Honor, and so is my lawyers.
Yes, I see all of them. Go ahead, young man.
Yes, I ask permission for me and my partner, Charles Graham, to practice under attorney Sarah Salins, attorney number P77882 under Rule MCR 8.120.
All right. That was almost perfect, except you didn't tell me what your name was.
Oh, my name is Andres Alvarado.
All right. So your request permission to practice is granted. And good morning, Ms. Allen.
Good morning, Judge.
All right. And is plaintiff here?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Where are we on this case? Almost afraid to ask, but.
Yes, we recently sent our interrogatories and document requests to Mr. Johnson. So we'll just be waiting to hear back from him on those.
When did you send those to?
We sent it to his email address, and we also sent it via mail.
But when did you do that?
We sent that today.
Oh, you just sent them today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we also plan on filing a motion shortly for lack of personal jurisdiction.
Leave it to these law students. Well, okay, what do you mean lack of personal jurisdiction?
Yes, we believe that we have a personal jurisdictional issue in today's case because the plaintiff asserts that he personally served a notice to quit to Ms. Walker on June 20th, 2023. But Ms. Walker has made it clear that other than like appearances in the court, she's not seen the plaintiff since January 25th of 2023. And if this is true, then it should establish that there's a lack of service and then a lack of personal jurisdiction.
I don't want to make a legal argument with you, but is it really personal jurisdiction?
It's supposed to be lack of service.
Oh, yeah, I know, but you're saying there was no notice to quit. Is that really lack of personal jurisdiction?
Just lack of jurisdiction in general.
In general.
Right. Just lack of jurisdiction.
Nice save. It was like he was in the classroom and all of a sudden it's probably going to be lack of subject matter jurisdiction because he hasn't invoked the jurisdiction of the court, but that's okay. You'll figure it out. All right. How long will it take you to get that motion in? Maybe we can solve it right now. Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
It says that on June 20th, 2023, that you personally served on Ms. Walker a notice to quit. Did you hand a notice to quit to her?
Yes.
You did?
The sheriffs gave it to her.
No. You signed, I'm not talking about the lawsuit itself. I'm talking about the notice to quit for non-payment of rent.
Yes.
You handed it to her?
No, I didn't hand it to her. It was mailed to her.
Well, hold on. Because we're going to have a problem here, Mr. Johnson. Because the proof of service on the notice to quit or demand for possession says that you delivered this to her personally.
I put it on the door at the house.
Okay. Well, there's a problem also. Because now you told me that you handed it to her, but then you said, no, you mailed it. And now you're telling me you put it on the door.
All the stuff, because I knock on the door, she doesn't answer, and the people at the court told me to just tape it onto the door.
Oh, no, so don't blame the court. They didn't tell you that. Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
I need you in the camera.
I'm right here.
Raise your right hand.
Yeah.
You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
The demand for possession in this case, did you serve that on Ms. Walker?
I put it on the door because she would not answer the door.
You put it on the door.
I taped it
Meaning
on the
you
door.
taped it to the door?
Yes, sir.
Pardon? Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson? Really? Mr. Johnson,
I'm here.
you put it on the door.
Yes.
You taped it to the door?
Yes, sir.
So why does your proof of service indicate that you delivered it to her personally to the person in possession?
I didn't say that. I didn't. Who said that?
Oh, I'm looking right at it, Mr. Johnson. The box is checked. That you served a demand for possession personally to the person in possession.
Well, I must have checked the wrong box in, Your Honor.
Well, gee, Mr. Johnson, because there is not a box, Mr. Johnson.
But she never
There
answered the
is
door.
not a box for taping it to the door.
If she doesn't answer the door, I had to tape it to the door.
Okay, we've gotten past that. You told me you taped it to the door because she won't answer the door. Okay, I don't know if that's true or not, but let's assume it's true. What I'm telling you is that you represented to the court that you personally delivered it to her and signed it. And that's not true. That's point number one. Point number two is taping to the door the demand for possession is not a proper form of service of the demand for possession. You understand that, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, but the officer tried to give it to her too, and she wouldn't answer the door.
What officer? In this process for the demand for possession, there's not an officer involved. You signed a document that you submitted to the court indicating that you served on Ms. Walker this demand for possession on June 20th, 2023 by delivering it personally to the person in possession. That's what you signed. That's what you submitted to the court. And based upon what you just told me, that's false. And then even what you tell me is not proper service for the demand for possession. So here's the problem. And now, counsel, this is where you were going to go when you were going to type it on the paper, but just stay with me. In order to invoke the jurisdiction of this court for this type of proceeding, I have to have a proper notice. That proper notice must be served upon the person. By your testimony, I don't have a proper notice. Therefore, the subject matter jurisdiction of this court, since I'm a statutory court, has not been invoked. This case is dismissed. The court lacks subject matter jurisdiction. Thank you.
Okay. And then we're still on the record in the matter of Southgate Apartments versus Gerard Banks, Danielle Marshall, Dominique Marshall, 2301941. And
Again.
Appearance counsel?
Again, for the record, Your Honor, Cheryl Luckoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay. And Ms. Marshall, your name, please.
Danielle Marshall.
Okay. And counsel as to, okay, whoever the individual is at the Southgate Apartments, please remove your hat. You're in court. Thank you. And counsel, who is this individual?
This is the maintenance personnel, Roger. And Roger, can you please state your name for the record?
No, I'm the maintenance supervisor. My name is Justin Thornton.
Excuse me. I apologize, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I could just let you know.
Hold on. I need Mr. Thornton to please state or please spell his first and last names.
First name Justin, last name Thornton.
Yes, can you spell those, please?
THORNTON.
THORNTON. Okay. And Justin's JUSTIN?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And counsel, what was it that you wanted the court to know?
Oh, I just wanted to indicate to the court, the last hearing, we had agreed that we would enter the defendant's unit. A time and date was set for that. There was an emergency on the premises, and so the landlord couldn't get right at that time. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Thornton, but it was set for 9. They didn't get there until 9:30. The defendant was there at 9:30, but she was not, my understanding, did not permit entry. And so But that's why I have Mr. Thornton here. I have Ms. Long, the property manager. It became very combative with Ms. Marshall, and it was just talking over each other, and I did not find any value to continuing to do that.
Okay, so Ms. Marshall and Mr. Thornton, if you can both please raise your right hands. Ms. Marshall, I need you to stop walking around, please.
Okay, I had to move because the baby was crying. I didn't want.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, all right, please raise your right hand, ma'am. All right, and so Ms. Marshall, there was a date that was set for maintenance to enter into your apartment, correct?
Yes, and actually,
Okay, hold on, please hold on, stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. For right now, I'm just going to have you answer the question that's asked, okay?
Okay.
All right. And so that date was this past Tuesday, correct? The 26th?
It was Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, Monday the 25th.
It was Monday at 9:30, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the time that was set, Monday at 9:30?
Yes, because remember we was trying to work around the time for me to drop my kids off and get back home, and 9:30
Yes.
was the time.
Okay, so it was set for 9:30 on Monday the 25th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what time
Well,
did somebody?
they came at.
What time? Please, we are recording. We can only record one at a time. I can't have anybody speaking over anybody. So
Okay.
please let me finish my question before you begin the answer. What time on Monday did somebody appear from maintenance?
Actually, I called. Nobody appeared. I called. And
Nobody appeared at all.
well, after I called, then someone appeared.
Hold on.
And that was at 10.
No,
That was at like 10:45.
Please, ma'am. There's a reason I'm asking the questions in the way I'm asking the questions,
Okay.
okay? So please, so nobody arrived at 9:30. That's what you're telling me.
No, ma'am. They arrived at 10:45.
Ma'am, the answer to the question is no, nobody arrived at 9:30, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so then that's it. That's the end of the question, the end of the answer at this point. Mr. Thornton, were you at the home? Did you go to the home on the 25th?
Yes,
What time did you arrive?
10:30.
Okay, and did you know that it was set for 9:30 a.m.?
Yes,
Why were you not there at 9:30 a.m.?
because we had an emergency. There was a water leak that broke, and we had to get to it right away because it was spraying everywhere, and it took us a minute to get it together and shut it down.
Okay, did anybody notify Ms. Marshall that there was going to be a delay?
No,
Okay. Ms. Marshall, were you home at 10:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so Mr. Thornton came to your home at either 10:30 or 10:45, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you open the door for Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Thornton, you went into the home?
I stepped in and I looked at what needed to be done. Yes,
Okay, and what needed to be done?
the window needed to be replaced, which was what was on the work order to be done.
Okay, and so did you replace the window?
No,
Okay, was that what you were going there to do, was to replace the window or to confirm it needed to be repaired or replaced?
no, I was gonna replace the window, but the tenant told me not to and to leave.
Ms. Marshall, was Mr. Thornton at the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and was he going to be replacing the window?
Well, actually, he asked
No,
me.
no, not well, actually, it's yes
No,
or
that's
no.
not.
Was he there?
That's
Was
not why
he
he
there?
came over. No.
Stop interrupting me and please answer the question. Was he there to replace the window?
No.
No, he wasn't.
No.
What was he there to replace or repair?
Well, see, that's why. See, I don't know if you just want me to answer yes or no. I feel like
Yeah, that's not a yes or no. That's give me a specific item that he was supposed to be repairing or
Okay,
replacing. Not a
so
whole
I would have to-
backstory, just the item.
Well, that's why he came over, because I called.
What item did you expect for him to repair when he arrived?
Well, of course, I was calling because they were supposed to come for the window. But
Okay,
he
so
said he did
he
not
was
know
there-
nothing about. He said he didn't know anything about the work order. That's what he told me.
Ma'am, you just testified that he wasn't there to replace the window, but that's what needed to be replaced was
Well,
the window.
So that's why I need to explain it, because only if I explain it would you understand it from how I understand it. Maybe my perspective is different from yours, or what I got from the exchange between me and Justin.
Did you ask Mr. Thornton to leave before the window was replaced?
No, I didn't. No.
You didn't?
No. Actually, Justin gave me his number for me to call him to schedule for him to come do the repairs.
Okay, so when this is what I understand. When somebody wasn't there at 9:30, you called the office or maintenance, and then 10:30 is when somebody arrived. Correct?
So I called the office at 10:30. And I called and I talked to Megan, and Megan told me she was not aware. So she sent Justin over. Justin asked me when he came over, he said, "What do you need to be repaired?" I told him that they were supposed to be there at 9:30, court ordered. He did not know anything about that. I told him about that. So I told him about the window. I showed him all throughout the house. I showed him multiple things. He wasn't just there about a window. He just was coming because I called, actually. So that's why I said no, he wasn't there to fix the window, because he didn't know anything about the work order. I told him about the work order. And actually he was not there at 9:30 because there was no emergency. Me and him had a whole conversation. And ma'am, my daughter, who is 19 years old.
Ms. Marshall, slow it down. Listen, I'm also a very quick speaker. I talk very fast, but I feel like you're a few miles an hour faster than I am right now, and we need to record what's being stated. Okay, so your testimony that he wasn't there to fix the window is based upon the fact that he claimed he didn't know he was supposed to be there to fix the window?
So, well, actually, when I called over there at 10:30,
ma'am, my question, please answer
it's
my
loud.
question.
I couldn't hear you. It was loud. And I'm sorry.
The reason why you testified that he wasn't there to fix the window is because you're claiming that he told you he didn't know anything about it.
Yes.
Okay, but he was there to fix the window, whether he knew about it beforehand or not. He was there to fix the window, correct?
Well, actually, he was there to look to see what was wrong
about the window, correct?
Not just the window. He was just in general.
Okay, so now we're back to my other question then. What other items was he supposed to be there to look for that needed to be repaired?
Well, the water heater is leaking. He said that it needed to be replaced, that it is no longer basically.
Ma'am, my question was the items. Please list the items. I don't want anything else other than the items. The
water heater, the back door, the doorknob, it keeps coming off. It was something in the bathroom that I showed him as well.
What was that?
I think it was the drain.
Okay, anything else?
Oh, in the toilet seat, yes. I think it was like a panel that's go from, you know how the floor connect from one room to another is a panel that needs to be laid right there. I think that too.
The threshold
Yes,
between which two rooms?
the kitchen and the dining room.
Anything else?
No, I think that was it. And
Okay.
but I did let him know that I did do a checklist.
Hold on, ma'am, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so the work order, Mr. Thornton, that you had received, what items did it have on it?
Just the last thing was the broken glass, the window to be fixed.
There wasn't anything on there about the hot water tank or the hot water heater, the water tank?
No, ma'am.
Nothing on there about the back door?
No, ma'am.
Anything on there about the bathroom?
No, ma'am.
The threshold between the kitchen and the dining room?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Marshall, who did you speak to or who did you address your concerns with via email regarding these items you just listed off?
No, that's not what no, Justin was the person I told about him. He told me he was the maintenance supervisor and I told him.
Ma'am, I'm sensing a lack of understanding or communication somewhere. Maybe it's on my part, I don't know. I asked you, so the work order initially was supposed to be for the window, correct?
Yes, so Judge, can I?
Correct. Please, was the work order supposed to be for the window?
I don't know what the work order that he said he didn't have a work order. That's what I'm saying, trying to get you to understand. He didn't have a work order.
I understand that. I understand that there was not a work order. What I'm trying to understand is what the understanding was for what needed to be repaired as to why Mr. Thornton was there in the first place. Because my understanding was the window, and now you've indicated 5 more things. So I'm trying to understand for the date of September 25th at 9:30 a.m., what the purpose of Mr. Thornton being there at the same time you were was for what? The window, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I understand that there may be some other issues, but when we adjourn this matter and we set the date and time for you to be home for maintenance to arrive, that was for the window, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we are of the understanding as to what the purpose was there. Whether or not he had the work order, that's clearly a thing with administration. I don't know. In any event, he was there at your home, correct? On the 25th?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Thornton has testified that you told him to leave.
No, I didn't.
Mr. Thornton, why do you believe she told you to leave?
I was standing there with another tech, Anthony, and when we stepped in, she said that she was upset with the front office and that she felt like they were playing games with her. And she sat there and like went off about the front office for about 30 or 40 minutes. And I pleaded with her. I said, for the time that you've been going off, I could have changed the window out and been out of your hair and we can close out the work order. And she said no, that she was going to speak to her attorney. And she took my phone number because I asked her, after you speak to whoever you need to speak to, I would like to come back and fix the window. And that's why I initially gave her my phone number, because I wanted to come back and fix it. And from that date until now, she hasn't called for me to come back and fix the window. She told us to leave, so I left.
Okay, Ms. Marshall, did that conversation occur?
No, that's actually nowhere near the conversation. And the thing is, I wasn't the only one home.
Hold on, excuse me, just a moment. What was the conversation?
Well, the conversation was he came over, he said, I don't know. He rushed over there. He did not know that he was supposed to come over there. He rushed over there and he was like, what seems to be the problem?
Ms. Marshall, we've established that he didn't know.
So right? No, this is all.
Please.
Okay.
I don't need you to keep repeating the fact that he didn't know or wasn't given the work order or anything like that. We're past that. Now we're at the point where he's inside your home. And
Well,
there's a
because he's inside the home.
Excuse me. We're at the point where he's inside your home and now there's a conversation that occurred. Did you, during this conversation, did you express your frustration to Mr. Thornton regarding the front office of the apartment complex?
Well, me and him both.
Yes or no?
Yes, me and him both was frustrated with the front office.
Ma'am, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. How long do you think that conversation lasted?
Well, we walked from upstairs of my house downstairs. It wasn't 30 minutes.
Okay, this is it.
Ma'am,
It
I
wasn't
am
30
not.
minutes.
Can you please listen to my question? Answer only my question. If I'm asking for a question about time, I'm not asking for where you all walked. I'm asking for how long. That's in minutes, hours, seconds, whatever. Not however, wherever else you walked in the home. So, how long did the conversation take?
No more than 10 minutes, ma'am.
Okay. At the end of that conversation, did you tell Mr. Thornton to leave?
No.
Okay.
No, I never used, never
Mr.
told him.
Mr. Thornton, at what point of the conversation did Ms. Marshall tell you and Anthony to leave?
She said it about 3 or 4 times through the entire conversation. So it wasn't
Okay.
just one time, because I'm not there to talk about everything personal. I'm there to fix whatever needs to be fixed. So that's why I kept asking her, can I just go ahead and fix it? No, I talked to my boyfriend. He said, don't let y'all in. I think they playing with me in the front office. I need to speak to my attorney. And those are things that she repeated throughout the conversation. And we weren't getting anywhere. So it was just like, okay, if, like I said, if you want us to come back and fix it, here's my phone number. I'll come back and fix it. If not, then talk to whoever you got to talk to and we'll be back.
Okay. So, ma'am, did you tell Mr. Thornton that your boyfriend said not to have them in to repair?
No, because
Yes
I
or
never
no?
used it.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no? No. Okay. Do you have a boyfriend?
I don't even have a boyfriend.
Did you on Monday?
No, I don't have a boyfriend. Gerard was my boyfriend. As you can see, Gerard isn't my boyfriend anymore. No, I don't have a boyfriend.
Mr. Thornton, did Miss Marshall, during the course of that conversation, did she give you a list of additional items that she was indicating needed to be repaired?
Yes.
Okay. Did she give those to you in writing?
No, it wasn't. What do you mean in hiding? Like
No, in writing, I'm sorry.
in writing? No.
Did you write them down as she was speaking?
No.
Do you recall the items other than what she testified to today? Did you recall what those items were?
Yes, ma'am.
And so was another work order put in based upon that or no?
I told her she would have, no.
What is the process for maintenance to go out to a unit to make a repair?
Well, she needs to call and put in a work order for it to be done.
Okay. And so did you at any point go anywhere else within her unit?
Yes.
Okay. Where else did you go?
Upstairs, bathroom. And
Okay. You and Anthony both went there?
no, Anthony hadn't arrived yet. I didn't call Anthony over there. Anthony called me because he was on another work call. And when she started going off, Anthony called me and he said that he could hear her next door. And did he want me to have him come next door as an eyewitness as to what was going on? And that's when I told Anthony to come next door as a witness to what was going on. So that it wasn't just me standing there.
Okay. All right. And so, Ms. Lugoff, how much is owed?
Your Honor, including court costs, $5,297.82.
5,200.
$5,297.82.
Okay. And so, Ms. Marshall, do you have any of that back rent to pay?
I have some money to pay back, but actually I just want to move, honestly. I just really want to just move. But it seems like as soon as I try to talk to them, if I don't agree with them, or something they say, they instantly say that I'm, being irate just because I disagree and we don't get nowhere. And then they don't talk to me. And then we come back in here and talk to you. And all I did was disagree with what they said. I didn't say nothing else. All I said was that wasn't the truth. So we never even got to even talk about anything because just because I didn't agree with what they said, it was, we're not going to get anywhere. Let's talk to the judge.
Well, ma'am, when people are speaking over individuals, that's not generally productive conversation.
No, but no one was speaking.
And you're doing that to me even. And I asked you not to because we have a record that we're trying to make here. So you want to relocate? You have until October 10th to relocate. The court's going to indicate after a hearing that plaintiff is entitled to recover possession of the property. Ms. Marshall is aware of her right to have an attorney and she's chosen to represent herself. The amount now due and owing is $5,297.82. If that amount is not paid on or before October 10th, plaintiff may apply for an order evicting the defendants. Additional money may be owed if damage to the property occurs or rent continues to accrue. Partial payment will not prevent the court from issuing an order evicting the defendants. Additional money may be owed if damage to the property occurs or rent continues to accrue. Money judgment will enter as that was planned for in the complaint. Court will indicate default against defendant Banks and defendant Dominique Marshall, as those individuals are not present.
Well, Your Honor, so Dominique Marshall, she actually isn't supposed to be listed as a paying tenant. So it should just be me and Gerard.
Who's Dominique?
That's my sister. She doesn't even live here anymore. She live in Georgia.
Okay, was she at some point an occupant or was she on the lease?
No. She was on the lease, but not as a paying tenant.
Your Honor, I'll look into that. If she's listed on the lease, which I believe is included, I'd ask she remain. Although we can't get a money judgment. There was no personal service. So at this point, it would be possession only. We'll verify that. And if she's not on the lease, she'll be removed from the judgment. Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, anything else, Ms. Marshall?
No, ma'am. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye. All right, move on.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.